Hello guys, welcome to Unwoke-AF, and today I want to talk to you guys about emotional avoidance, or we can just simplify it to emotional intelligence. I'm going to talk to the people who sort of was raised kind of like myself. I was raised by a single mother. I was kicked out of her house by ninth grade. Actually, I left. I wasn't kicked out, but there were some issues going on there. I lived with my father for about a year, I want to say, and he kicked me out. And then I lived with my biological mother for 2 years, and then I ended up going into the military. I went into the military. My first goal was to become a Navy SEAL, and I was skinny at the time. I was really skinny. I was 6'3", 170 pounds. I didn't spend more than a year in high school, right, throughout my high school. So my grades were horrible. I had no idea about anything mechanical. My math skills were horrible, and just my common, just reasoning and comprehension wasn't that good. And I failed the ASVAB twice, and I had one more time to pass it, or as my mother said, by 18, I was, if I didn't pass it, then I was going to have to be on my own. I know there's a lot of people that go through that, especially in the African American community. It's okay, we move past it and we grow. However, I'm giving you guys a story on purpose. So I went to the Marine Corps afterwards, and I was very angry. I passed the ASVAB. I was very angry, and I did not care about life. I wanted to do something for a purpose, because throughout my childhood, I felt like I wasn't good enough because of the trauma that I'd been through, right? And so I went to the Marine Corps to prove to my family and myself that, I can do something. I stand for something. I was very proud. Graduated boot camp. My job was an 0311, which is infantry. For all of my vets out there, thank you for your service. So the story goes like this. So I ended up going into School of Infantry, where they train you basic infantryman stuff, how to shoot, ruck running, how to aim down targets or your sights, and a lot of exercise, a lot of formations that we go through as far as training to understand how to maneuver in war in different environments. But anyway, that's the basic infantry, right? And while I was there, the instructors came up to me randomly and asked me if I wanted to be an 0351. Look that up, guys. 0351 doesn't exist anymore. I'm aging myself, but it's 0351 in the Marine Corps. It was an assaultman, and it was an anti-tank unit. I learned about explosives, how to use them, C4, TNT, like all sorts of charges. I can't remember all of them, but you guys get the drift. So I deployed to Afghanistan, where I used those skills. In that time frame, I lost friends. It was war. But fast forwarding to myself a little bit later, I ended up going to Wounded Warriors Battalion after I came back from Afghanistan, just because in my mind I was not completely there thanks to alcohol, war, and feeling suicidal. So I got to the point where throughout my life, up until the age of 33, I'm 32, I would say. Sorry, I'm 35 now. I made a lot of mistakes. I was homeless. My car got repoed, kicked out of apartments, a lot of failed relationships, just out drinking, partying, just escaping my trauma. I had no idea what trauma was. I had no idea what PTSD was. I didn't know what I was feeling was something that needed healing, because I was so busy hiding all those, my entire life, I was so busy hiding. And that caused a downhill spiral. Furthering life, I have my master's degree, and I also have a postgraduate certificate in business analytics and AI intelligence. And I also competed 2 times, one in Muay Thai and one in boxing. I have a lot of accomplishments. I have so many certificates on my LinkedIn page, and I've just done a lot of schooling. I've helped businesses, became very good at marketing. I've escaped all of the issues that I've gone through because I didn't escape. Now, let me make that make sense. I dealt with myself. I looked myself in the mirror. I didn't blame anybody else for anything anymore. I said, okay, this stops with me. And when I said that, there was this period in my life where I was dark. I had to look at myself in the mirror, and I got sober by that point, guys. I had to look at myself in the mirror, and I had to say, you are fucked up. Some people would say, don't say that to yourself, but I feel like that's how men talk, and I'm sure a lot of men can agree with me. That's how we talk. Am I not right? Like we talk like that. So I looked in the mirror, and I had to feel that way. And let me tell you what helped me, guys. Substance use disorder counseling, trauma therapy, talk therapy, a bunch of group therapy, you name it. I don't want to drag anybody into my mess anymore. Now, for you guys who are out there and you feel like the world collapses on you and you feel like as a man it's hard, let me tell you something. It is hard, but we have two hearts to choose from. We can let life collapse on us and it just keeps crumbling and we keep sobbing and pitying ourselves, or we can get up and do the work that it takes. Either way, it's going to be hard. Now, I want you guys to look at yourselves in the mirror and say to yourself, where am I fucked up at? Where am I messing up my life at? Now, I'm talking about even people in the hood. Like when you're going, you're getting, boy or man or woman, you get a boyfriend or a girlfriend and there's so much drama, it's toxic, and you guys are yelling back and forth. She's aggravating you, you're aggravating her, you're drinking a lot, you're smoking a lot, and whatever you're doing, if you're selling on a corner, whatever you're doing, look at yourself in the mirror and then understand something, guys. Your world is this big. It's this tiny bubble. This little tiny bubble. That's your world. That little tiny bubble. And the rest of this is the world. You're trapping yourself in an environment, failing to see the other side of the world. Like a lot of times you'd hear stuff like, oh, there's race between white people and black people, and you don't want to work for the man, and this and that and this and that. And a lot of times you guys do not even do research on things. You hear it, but you don't do research. I've traveled a lot. I've spent 6 months in Brazil, been to Germany. I've been through, I want to say 39 states in the United States. And I can tell you that life is beautiful. Get rid of the toxic energy, because as a man, you want to be able to provide, right? That's why you're hustling, because you want to provide. But before you provide for anybody, you have to learn how to provide for yourself. You have to give yourself that space, that time to grow, to develop. You have a chance, if you're not locked up or whatever, to get up out of your current situation and bail. And that doesn't make you weak. What makes you weak is staying in a position because you're afraid of being called weak, because now you're being controlled by your environment. The environment's going to control you, but in this situation, I'm talking about people in your environment. I'm talking about like you're there and there's an earthquake or something natural. I'm talking about the people in your environment. Now I want to specify that. They are going to bring you down. You're not going to be built up. And people who are down, they drag you down with them. You hear your homies say, bro, nah, man, I like this, I love my boys forever. I'm gonna stay here forever. I'm gonna die on this, I'm gonna die for mine and blah, blah, blah. And but think about it. Let's be logical here. Why are you dying for people? Why are you minimizing your life to a group of people, to a certain situation, when you haven't even tasted how food tastes in Spain? You haven't even seen the world, but you rather die in this shitty environment. And I'm gonna tell you why, because When you come from a toxic environment, it beats you down since childbirth and it contains you. Everything in the ghetto, everything in the hood is containment. You're contained to your environment mentally, so therefore you do crazy things and then you end up contained in the system. And throughout your entire life, you're contained and you have no escape. And deep down, because you don't have that escape, you start doing drugs, you start drinking, and you start smoking. Because you are a product of your environment, and I get it. It's tough. Listen, I know what tough is. I've been to war, you know, the things that I've done in war, the things that I've seen. I've been there. And then even after war, I've done some crazy things. So I know what it's like to feel that way, to feel entrapped and to feel a part of your environment. But let me tell you something. Put it down, man. Walk away. Face yourself, because that's what real men do. Real men look in the mirror and face themselves. If you're fat, say, I'm fat. Why am I fat? Maybe I need therapy. Maybe I need to talk to somebody. You guys are giving up, and that's the problem. You guys are letting the world collapse on you because you're too afraid to fight back. And I'm going to tell you why you're afraid to fight back, because you're fighting the wrong thing and you're wasting energy. You're fighting the external forces, but really the fight is inside of you. And you have to fight for you before you fight for anybody else. And if you try to pretend that what I'm saying isn't true to you, even though it is, you're losing, and you're also refining your life to becoming a loser. You're going to become somebody's worker. You're going to become somebody's whatever. People are going to walk over you, and you think that you're doing stuff and you think that you're progressing, and you say to yourself, well, that's how life is. I'm going to tell you something. Life is way bigger than you think. So I dare you to do something crazy. I'm talking to my people that's in the hood. I dare you to do something crazy. I dare you to do what you need to do to get out of your environment, to go to Spain and stay there for a week. I dare you. I dare you. Look up plane tickets, and it doesn't have to be Spain. It can be anywhere in Europe, as long as it's a good spot. And go taste the food. Go see the people. Go to the beach. I dare you to do that. I guarantee you, this is going to be a different perspective of your life that's going to make you realize how many people are living under the system and they think that they're fighting the system. All it is rebellion against a system that is still controlling you. If you feel like everybody's given up on you and that's the cause of your circumstances, then, like I said, you're fighting external forces. You need to fight internal forces. Just because people gave up on you, it's not their fault. It's your fault that you're responding the way that you are to them. Nobody told you to give up. You see what I'm saying? So I want you guys to really, really write down, especially in the comment section, write down what your goals for the next 5 years are. And I just want one goal. Just want one goal. That's it. One goal. And I don't want it to be to get money. I want it to be for yourself, because afterwards, that's when the money comes in. When you learn about yourself, then you can learn about everybody else. You become a great conversationalist. You'll be able to network. You'll be able to have roommates who are nice because you're nice. You'll be able to pick out better relationships because you know you've healed. So you see outside of the drama because you've healed. So when somebody comes and they're not shed from how you used to be, you're going to sense it right away. Okay, this person clearly has this issue, and that's probably because of this. Because for me, I've experienced everything. Everything that I experience can fit probably 5 lifetimes. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. And I know I'm not the only one, but I have experience in just about every aspect of life, and I'm not even exaggerating. And so this is my first video, guys. My name is Joseph, and I would like for you guys to participate into this, and if you don't mind sharing my videos and commenting and liking and subscribing, and I will be posting more and more videos to help men and women understand who they are and how to get out of their situation. Stay tuned for the next video. The next video is going to include steps, step by step, on how to become self-aware. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to Unwoke-AF, and I will see you next time.